Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm hope this is working. Hope this is on. I'm going to do a video today on something that has been really kind of in my spirit today. It's actually pretty late in the day. For me, I don't do videos like this at this time of day. It's quite busy for me, but something has been so overwhelmingly on my spirit today in regards to this topic that I really got to share it. It's going to hopefully come together. It's hopefully not going to be long. It's going to be to the point, and it's going to hopefully have the Spirit speaking through me and making make sense. I didn't write down hardly any scriptures, and I'm hoping that you're able to glean and be able to put the pieces together with the scriptures as I say them from my mind. But I will go to some scriptures to kind of validate more of what I'm saying here. But I want to talk about who is this statue, or as we call it, a statue of Nebuchadnezzar. Uh, who is he, and what is he? Of course, we have the interpretation from Daniel. Daniel gives us this interpretation of what this statue represents, and we understand it was from a man, Nebuchadnezzar. And it absolutely is portrayed as kingdoms throughout the generations or throughout the years in the final kingdom and whatnot. Yes, but what does it truly mean? What is the meaning of this statue? What is the meaning of Goliath, the video that I've done about Goliath and David and what Goliath actually represents? And who is the beast in Revelation? That declares everybody to take this mark and the image and the number. These are questions I have. Who is Esau? What was Esau declared to be? A wild beast. He was going to be a wild ass of a man, a wild beast, wild animal. What is the beast in Revelation? He's a wild animal, wild beast. Who are they? What is it? Well, I'm going to share what I have today for you, and I hope that this comes across and you can understand and see my point. I've always said that the book of Revelation, in regards to the mark of the beast and the end times, it's not a phenomenon just for the end times. And what I mean by that is everybody will be judged from the beginning of time until the end. And for the last 2,000 plus years, yes, John wrote the book about Revelation, but the reality is all will be judged on this image or this beast or this mark of the beast, because it relates to everybody that has ever been created because of the carnal mind. So who is this Nebuchadnezzar? Well, we read in Daniel 2 that he says here, "Thou, O king," talking to Nebuchadnezzar, "sawest, behold, a great image." Notice that. We put statue in there, but what is, he sees a great image. This is what? Does this not tie it to the image of the beast in Revelation? This great image, whose brightness is excellent, stood before you, in the form thereof terrible. The image's head, gold. Breasts and arms, silver. Belly and thighs, brass. Legs and feet, iron. Okay, and clay, dust, dirt, stubble. Okay? Who is Nebuchadnezzar? What is this image about? And who is it portraying itself to be? Who has it always been? Who is the Antichrist or Antichrists? Who is Goliath that David fought and had to overcome? Who are these people? What are these? What are these sayings? Okay, what does this all mean? Who is Satan? We understand Satan to be one of the covering cherubs, the best cherub. Right? We understand that. We understand who he is. We understand that his fall was because of what? He fell because of conceit within himself. He worshiped himself. And he wanted others to worship him. Satan is a mimic. Satan mimics everything God does. So if Satan is someone that worships himself, are we not going to see this from the creation all the way to the end times, to the fulfillment of all? Are we not going to see this being that has been used as a tool for good to then sharpen and to purify and to use as the crucible for the elect of God to be brought under into the family and will be used for all man? Satan worships himself. So do you think that he would put this on man? Satan is carnal-minded. Satan is worldly. Satan desires the earth. What does the beast come out in Revelation? He comes out from what? The land, the first beast from the land. Who's the land? Who worships? Who's worldly? Well, Satan himself. And this other beast comes out from the sea of people. It comes out from the sea. What does sea mean? What do waters mean? What is that talking about? Symbolically. Revelation is all symbolic. But even in the Bible itself, what does it represent? Man. Coming out from man. Let's go to Jude. What does Jude say? But these speak of evil things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brood beasts. In those things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone into the way of Cain and ran greedily after the heir of Balaam, the reward and the perished and the gainsaying of Kor. These are the spots in your feast of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear, clouds without water, carried about on the winds, trees, whose fruit withereth without fruit, twice dead, plucked up on the roots, raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their own shame, wandering stars to whom reserved the blackness. He's talking about man. Man here is related to brute beasts, like Esau. Jacob was not, because why? Jacob was a calling. Jacob's a many called, few chosen. Jacob had the heart. Jacob was through Christ. Esau, the opposite. Esau represents the world, represents man, represents beasts. Okay? Raging waves of the sea, man. Man is represented as raging waves of the sea. So the beast comes up from the sea, it says in Revelation. Okay, so you have this here. You have the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, the image of Nebuchadnezzar, which is man. Okay, I've talked about this before, about the mark of the beast, in my mark of the beast videos, and talking about how it's spiritually more about man's heart than it is about any given mark or anything that you want to see coming or already here. It's you. It's me. It's man. Man was created on the sixth day. Man is the number 6. So when we read in Revelation about the mark of the beast being 666, where does he pull that from? What is he talking about? Who is the beast? The beast is you. The beast is me. The beast is man. It's mankind. It's always been mankind. And you cannot overcome unless you're through Christ. Every reward given in the Revelation to the 7 churches of that John was speaking to, or Christ was speaking to, sorry. Everyone got a reward, but only if they overcome. Overcome what? The image of the beast. And who's the image of the beast? It's you. It's me. It's overcoming yourself. It's a generational thing. It's generation upon generation upon generation. It's you as the man. Look at this. Statues of man, they worshiping man from the beginning from generations, thousands of years. The worship of oneself. Worshiping yourself. Is that not where we are at the end of the age? We can go into so many scriptures that Paul talks about man as corrupting themselves. Peter, all of them. It's incredible to me to see that this is actually what this actually means. And this is different than the abomination that makes desolate. And I want to be clear on that. The abomination that makes desolate that I have been talking about and have shown for 3 years now is the XAV, which I'm spelling backwards for censorship. XAV is the abomination that makes desolation because we are the temple of God. Okay? This is different than the mark of the beast or the image of man. And the great sores that come upon it are the great sores of man. It's not about some guy that's going to stand up at the end and say, here I am, I'm the Antichrist. Take this mark in your hand and your forehead. What does that matter in God's eyes? It's physical, it's carnal. It's a physical, carnal thing that person would do if there is such a guy. It's all about the heart. The new covenant is all spiritual. It's all from the heart. It's all from the desires of the heart. Is God going to be more upset, if there was such a word, if a man killed somebody physically, or would he be more sorrow in his heart that you premeditated it in your heart, that you desired to do it? What does Christ tell us in the New Testament? It's worse to have a desire in the heart to kill. You're already a murderer or an adulterer. You got to see this. You got to understand what this is talking about. Overcoming yourself, overcoming the beast within you, the carnal mind within you. You are the wild beast. And it's a process. Many are called, few are chosen. Remember what it says, that the beast was able to what? Who can overcome the image of the beast? Who can overcome it? Who is able to overcome yourself? How many people in this world are going to be able to overcome their own selfish desires? What's Christ's ministry? Well, who is Christ himself? Deny yourself. Pick up the cross. Deny your ways. Be not of the world. Anybody of the world is against God, and God is against him. What is Satan? He's worldly. He has control of the world. He's earthly. He has dominance on the sea and on the earth and under the earth, but not of heaven. Those that are born again are spiritually in heaven with Father in Christ. Who is Nebuchadnezzar? This great statue. It's you. It's mankind. And it has to be destroyed so that it can be built back up on the foundation of the true rock, Jesus Christ. The worshiping of man and the statues of man has been going on since the beginning. It's all about you and me. It's about overcoming. It's denying yourself. Who can overcome the beast? Who can overcome his image? Are you able to overcome yourself? Can you overcome your desires, your lusts? Now I want to show you something. And it's in 1 John, I think, and I can't remember exactly. I'm going to do a quick search here, and I'm going to show you something. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. This is the key and the mystery to understand The image of the beast, or the number of his name, is 666. Man is 6. He's a representation of 6. But the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is 666. It's all carnal. It's all the desires of the flesh. It's all the desires of Satan. Satan is carnal. He's fleshly. He worships himself. These three are the world. And the dominion over the world is Satan. And to overcome the beast, and to overcome, which is your own self, deny yourself, take up the cross, you must overcome, as the book of Revelation and 1 tells us to the 7 churches, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. It's no different than when John told us that there's many antichrists in the world at that time. Antichrist and Antichrist himself is just man. Man that's not converted from the brute wild beast that he is. It's truly incredible when you see this and understand this, and I pray that you do. So if there is some kind of man that's going to stand up like the modern day Christian church believes, does it really much matter? Because the physical means nothing from the spiritual heart view in God's eyes. Overcome yourself. Overcome the beast, the image of the beast, and the 666, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. This is all started back in the garden. This all started right here. Now the serpent, Satan was there, of course, the worshiper of himself. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, and the Lord God had made, and said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said unto you, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, which is the midst, very key word to understand, the midst. Satan's within the midst of the world, in the midst of the sea, in the midst of man's carnal mind, carnal ways. But Christ is in the midst of the spiritual man, the born-again man, the new generational man. You see this? Satan is a mimic. God has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For God does know in the day that you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And here it is. Is the physical worse than the spiritual? Let me ask you again. Did Eve sin because she ate of the fruit? Or did she have a carnal mind before she ate of it and sinned from the heart? Well, here it is. And the woman saw, lust of the eyes, that the tree was good for food, lust of the flesh, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, pride of life. So you have the three right here from the beginning, 666. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. So who is the image? Who is the mark of the beast? Who is it? What was Esau? Wild ass of a man, wild animal, wild man. Who is he? Who does he represent? Who does Cain represent? Man as a whole, mankind. The worshiper of himself. Through the help of the carnal-minded fallen one, Satan. The king of this world. The king of self. The me, myself, and I. The one that has corrupted man. But for a reason, and for a good reason, and for the tool that God has allowed. Satan can only do what God allows him to do. And all for good reason, all for good purpose, all for the refinement and the purification of the sons of God, the ones that are going to be the sons of God in the next age, the first resurrection. So I hope that you are continuing to overcome the mark and the image of the beast, the mark of man, the image, yourself, and the number, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. I think that's it. I don't think I have any more in my heart right now. I hope you see this, and I hope you understand that it doesn't matter about some physical church future of some man that's going to stand and who's the Antichrist. It doesn't make a difference. And even if it is real or not, it doesn't make it matter. The only matter is to overcome yourself. And the one that has the mark on you is your carnal mind, your flesh. Overcome it. Defeat it. Remember, it tells us in Revelation, and I can bring this up, but I'm speaking out of my own mind here, that the beast was able to make war with the saints and overcome them. The saints are not the same as the elect. Remember that. Because the saints, unfortunately, that he was able to overcome would be the many called. But the ones that were not able to overcome themselves, overcome the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Many called, few are chosen. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. I hope this was a blessing to you.